president is polling competitively with Mitt Romney in the red state of Arizona, and so some Arizona officials are looking to birthers to get the president off the ballot. And a new survey puts a majority of Americans on the side of legalizing marijuana. My next guest is in favor of it, and he plans to light up on the steps of the Capitol if he's elected. John Boehner, watch out, that's coming up.
It's a tricky thing politically to jump on that bandwagon, because I think that maybe people see it as taboo still.
It's why it's a ballot measure, Bill, because no politician, even if they thought it was a good idea. Oh my God! Oh. Yeah, as I was saying.
Nearly 19 months since actor Zach Galifianakis lit a joint on television during a discussion about California's ballot initiative to legalize marijuana. Someone else has taken up the torch and is lighting up on the campaign trail.
It's a friend of mine, John Llewellyn. You see, I'm the only guy who's willing to get arrested on the steps of the Capitol doing this. Medical marijuana has improved my life. I don't think another person should spend an hour in jail for marijuana. That's why I'm fully for legalization.
Joining me now is Andy Caffrey, Democratic congressional candidate from California's newly configured 2nd District. Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, Martin.
Good evening from our perspective. You use marijuana for medicinal purposes, as I understand it. What are your medical reasons?
Well, I have 3 neurological conditions: post-traumatic stress disorder, attention deficit disorder, and obsessive-compulsive tendencies. And so I use it for sort of a tranquilizer effect. I use it for focusing, and I use it to get to sleep.
So those are strongly mental reasons for using this medication, is that correct?
That's right. I don't have a physical ailment that I'm using it for pain relief.
Okay. Now, 16 states and the District of Columbia already have legalized medicinal marijuana. Why not just stop there? What is your argument for the legalization of marijuana altogether?
Well, I live in Humboldt County, and we have this new district which includes Marin County, and where I live the median income's $35,000 a year. In Marin it's $85,000 a year, and our economy is, the bedrock is marijuana. $1 billion to $2.6 billion a year comes into our county. That's a quarter to over half of the income of the county. So this income has dropped substantially since medical marijuana has been passed. And so a lot of people locally are concerned about a state initiative that might make it legal in California and thereby spread the number of people who can grow it themselves. But if you legalize it nationally, then there's actually more of a market. There are people like Tom Hartman who said that if it was legal, he'd smoke marijuana.
So that sounds to me as though you're arguing this from an economic perspective as opposed to a medicinal one.
Well, it's not either or. As you heard in that clip, my primary reason is because I don't think another person should spend another hour in jail for marijuana-related crimes. In fact, I don't even want to call them crimes.
Okay. One recent study found young people who smoked marijuana at least five times were twice as likely to have developed psychosis over the next 10 years than those who don't smoke pot. Does that have any effect on your argument?
Well, I've been living in a place that grows the finest marijuana in the world. It's called the Emerald Triangle, and it's comprised of 3 of the counties in our new district. We've been living with it since the mid-'70s. And a few years ago, I talked to my doctor, who had been the doctor for 29 years in the area, and asked him about effects on people, because if anybody knew, he would know. And he said the only negative effects that he had seen in his entire career in Garberville were 2 people who smoked about 20 joints a day and had esophageal bleeding. And he also had some concerns about young people between 15 and 18. Now, I've also heard some studies from England about that, what you were talking about, and I'm not here as an advocate for using marijuana. In fact, I hesitated a long time before allowing an image to be created of me smoking a joint, because I don't want my being a congressman to cause people, young people especially, to smoke marijuana. But I feel that it's our right to not be in jail, and it's our right to have an economy that produces marijuana. And it is really important to a lot of people medicinally. Their lives are ruined when President Obama comes in here and shuts down the dispensaries.
Okay, well, Andy Caffrey, a great advocate for marijuana, candidate for Congress from California. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us tonight.
My pleasure, Martin.
Coming up, the birthers who never went away, and they're trying to keep the president off the Arizona ballot. That's next.